Gladwell. I'm the curator for the Helen McGee Umana estate. And you're standing in a gallery today for the works of art, paintings and sculptures by the artist Rafael Alfonso Umana Mendez. Umana was born in Bogota, Colombia in 1908. When his parents died as a teenager, he used his inheritance to travel to Madrid, Spain to study art and tapestry making. When he was on a visit in Barcelona in 1925, he saw a gallery exhibit of Picasso, Matisse, and Braque, and it changed the direction of his art. Umana studied art in Spain and then in Paris before the war, but in 1936 he fled Spain when Franco's fascists were taking over, and he moved to New York City. And he lived in New York City for the most part until 1979 before moving to Lynchburg, Virginia, with his wife, Helen McGee. Helen was from Lynchburg, Virginia, and a graduate of Randolph-Macon Women's College. And she had been a dancer with Martha Graham's dance company for 30 years, and one of the founding members of the Juilliard School's dance division. Umana took inspiration from the natural world around him, from the figure paintings as well as abstractions that he used, including the imaginary landscapes based on the scenes that he saw while serving in World War II in the South Pacific, and the Spacescape series that he made that were based upon the space race that started in the 1950s between the United States and the Soviet Union. Along with his abstractions, Umana revisited several subjects throughout his career, including portraiture, flower paintings, and still lifes. There's a still life to my left here. It's an early one of his where he was clearly studying and trying to master Picasso's later abstract Cubist style. But the piece on the right is probably 15 to 20 years later and shows Umana's own evolution as an artist himself, starting with Picasso and Matisse as inspiration, but finding his own style and techniques. As the young hippie movement took place in the 1960s in New York City, Umana became really enthralled with this group of youth who seemed to be taking over the world, and he did a series of paintings he called the Hippie Series. And this painting here was done in 1969 and depicts these young people hanging out in Central Park, New York. This painting here to my right is called The Wayfarers. It's one of Umana's earliest oil paintings, and one of the oldest ones that we have. It's from 1934, just before he had to flee Spain and the fascists. This picture depicts a couple. They are refugees in Spain, fleeing the hardships and the battles that are going on between the Republican partisans and Franco's fascists.